Am I actually a bit early? A little bit. Okay. Give it a few seconds. I'm no longer as concerned about intros now that I'm trying to do stream highlights. So I'll just wait a little bit, see if my internet is stable. Probably don't want to go in before the stream notification. So today we are doing level 100 factory, starting from the 112 streak from a few weeks ago. This will be my last stream for a while, and the aim for today will simply be either 126 or 133. I'm doing 2 or 3 rounds of level 100. If we lose, slash if I'm just too tired, hey Dennis, we'll do doubles. Yeah. I'm kind of interested in rebuilding the double streak, but it's going to take a while. It's not a short-term project. Just waiting to... Oh, I am live. I am live on my Discord. Probably won't wait much longer then, since we will be spending a little bit of time thinking about the draft. Just a next trainer, no type, high risk. Not a surprise, it's quite a common one. Skarmory 4, okay. Not a bad singles mon. It's a bit strange though. Hero 1 is actually is a bad singles mon, I feel. The sharp beak. Okay, Dusclops 2. Dusclops 2 is a very interesting Stormon. Okay. That might be coming. Dusclops Skarmory is a bit of an interesting combination. Okay, and we got the Fearow and Dodrio. The Dodrio 4 is quite a lot better than Fearow. And we've got Nido 3. Nido 3. Yeah, I think Dusclops is coming. And Arcanine 4. I think it's a bad... I misread bad as bird. Bird is bad. It's not a bad draft. There are much better drafts than this, but it gets much worse than this as well. The first match is high risk. This is not a Noland round, so I don't need to worry too much about the way the team might evolve with swapping. My gut is the Endure Flail sets. I prefer to have them in the back than in the front. Generally, I want to have a safe setup. The Endure Flail sweep is quite often on, particularly in factory, when you get told about the presence of a rock or steel spec. The real question is what else comes. I think I'm probably leading Arcanine. I am Intimidate on Arcanine. Skarmory is the right ability as well, but I quite like the Arcanine lead. I obviously have the Earthquake switch in Dodrio. I'm a little bit weak to set 4 waters with Arcanine Dodrio though. A lot of set 4 waters basically have a water and an ice move. It's very common. And Dusclops kind of deals with some of them, but not all. There's obviously things like Tentacruel. I wouldn't lose to Tentacruel, not directly, but there's also like Rest Waters. It's not a bad team, Arcanine, Dusclops, Dojo, but I'm just very aware that it's against an opponent where it's difficult to activate Flail. I might really, really struggle if Arcanine can't beat them and Dusclops can't beat them. An alternative idea is that I lead Dusclops, I guess. It's very passive, but I do have Instant Confuse Ray. I think I'm just so worried about Snorlax if that happens. I don't think I can take Skarmory and Dodrio. And I'm not a big Nidoking fan. So this draft probably does pick itself. Just take Arcanine, Dusclops, Dodrio. The Valplume from last stream, I remember that now. It might be a harder decision if Arcanine wasn't Intimidate. It might be a bit of a harder decision, but I think I'm just wondering about leading Dodrio instead of Arcanine. This doesn't feel right though. I'm gonna take Arcanine. Might have to lose the Dodrio, which will hurt my soul slightly, but it might be necessary. Just to shore up the water weakness situation. Show me your high risk. Sceptile, that's not high risk. Yeah, I can switch out of Earthquakes. And also if it's a fighting type, I can go Dusclops, potentially. This high risk with the Sceptile lead is unusual, because Sceptile is obviously not a high risk mon. I'm kind of considering switching, but I'd be very upset about switching into Thunder Punch from Sceptile 2 or 4. Outside of that, it's not a bad idea to switch. But I think I'm just going to overheat, right? What I could do, apart from overheat, I could just double edge Extreme Speed. It'll knock all of them out. Why is that better? It's better because overheat can miss. Double edge into Extreme Speed will always kill. But I do take recoil. But the recoil damage is probably not that important. So the bigger negative would, I suppose it would probably be Double Team. I guess Sceptile 1 with the Leech Healing and the leftovers maybe survives Double Edge into Extreme Speed as well. Also, because I'm slower, if I Double Edge, I could get Resist Switch. There are quite a lot of rock types with high risk moves that might switch into the Extreme Speed on turn 2, and that might be the biggest reason to go for Overheat. So 4 can use Thunder Punch, it's not Gen 4. So Sceptile 4 is going to randomly use Dragon Claw, Crunch, or Thunder Punch. It's more likely to Dragon Claw or Crunch, but it can use Thunder Punch, even though it's 4 power weaker. So. Yeah, I think we're going to Overheat. There's a real reason to go Double Edge, but I think I'm going to Overheat. I think the Resist Switch and Sceptile 1 together enough of a reason. Okay, it's Thunder Punching. They're both modest. Thanks for the good luck. Okay, we didn't miss Overheat, which was important. We do have White Herb. We were expecting high risk. Okay, so Houndoom can be high risk, obviously. Counter is high risk, and Overheat and Double Edge are high risk. None of them have a super effective move on Arcanine, so the final one also won't be super effective. It's tricky, isn't it? Because against a generic fire switch-in, I would want to go Dusclops, I think, and preserve Arcanine, preserve the Intimidate, and the option of Stab Fire in the last matchup. But Houndoom obviously has Crunch for Dusclops, Houndoom 2 and 4. And the others have Shadow Ball anyway. Hot Dog, yeah. I could go Dodrio. Yeah, because Houndoom 3 has Double Edge. Houndoom 4 has Crunch. So they won't use their fire move. Huh. It is quite tempting to just Extreme Speed twice, though. It'll either be Dojo or Double Extreme Speed. I think my mind is going towards Double Extreme Speed because then I don't have to worry about Dojo getting crit. And I don't like going Dusclops. It might work out, but it's a bit of a risk. I'm just going to... Would I ever need the extra damage? Because I think if I get crit by Houndoom, I think I'm always going Dodrio after. So I don't think it makes any sense to use Double Edge. Doing good. We have a decent factory draft, Leon. It's not bad. It's really not bad. Yeah, I think we just E-Speed. Okay, Crunch. Good damage, yeah. So it's obviously 2 or 4. I don't think I'd ever be swapping for this, so I don't feel the need to find out what it is. Yeah, let's just kill it. I guess is Houndoom 4 broken on weather? Let me quickly check that, because it might matter for the final one. It is more likely to be 4 because of high risk. No, it's not broken. So it's a bit more likely to be high risk because of 4 it's more likely to be high risk. Or vice versa. Miltank. Okay, so if it's Miltank 1, it could have been Houndoom 2. But if it's one of the other Miltanks, that had to be Houndoom 4. Because Miltank 1 is high risk on its own with Facade and Counter. Frillis, actually, Zarian was using the weather site as well. But he said he feels a bit weird using it. Because he didn't make it himself. It's similar sort of feeling as the Buddy. But I think it's... I don't know. The thing about the weather one is you can work it out for yourself. It just takes a while. Hey, Viax. Good to have you here. Okay, anyway. What are we doing against Miltank? Do we just Crunch? Do we want to risk missing Overheat? It is always Thick, Fat, and Gen 3. Overheat still does more than Crunch, but yeah, the fact that it's only slightly more... I think I'd rather Crunch. The alternative is that I go for max damage with Double Edge. I think I just use Crunch. Would I ever regret crunching? I mean, the main thing would be Intimidate. I did write a lot of them myself, yes. Let's go through them, actually. It is most likely to be Miltank 1, and Miltank 1 is going to facade or counter. Miltank 2 is going to behave pretty randomly. Actually, Miltank 1... Miltank 1 is careful. It wants no investment, so Shadow Ball doesn't kill. But Miltank 2 can Shadow Ball. And then Miltank 3 will use a kill move, Earthquake Shadow Ball. I think I go Dusclops here. I don't want to crit Crunch against Miltank 3 specifically. That could backfire. I don't love switching against Miltank 4 because of Lumberry and Curse. But Miltank 4 can't touch Dusclops, so it is quite a straightforward win. Yeah, I'm gonna switch. It's very, very safe to do this. If anyone's wondering about staying in, there's nothing too wrong with it. Okay, instant Shadow Ball. So it can't be 1. Because 1 would always facade. It's got to be 2 or 3. It's probably 2, isn't it? Unless I'm overglazing Dusclops on the bulk. Miltank 3 is adamant. T-Wave, okay, it's 2, that's fine. So it was Houndoom. It was Houndoom 4 then. I don't think we don't protect when we're paralyzed. Oh dear, that was embarrassing. Several pieces of bad luck in a row there. So after the I feel like after the Intimidate, it probably has to go for Focus Punch on the kill. Yeah. Okay. No type, high risk again. Is a very, very common phrase. So what was there? That was Miltank 2 we just saw. Sceptile Thunder Punched. It was probably Sceptile 2, right? It could have been 4. Could have been Sceptile 4, but it was probably 2. And then it was Houndoom 4. Don't really want any of them. Free IV Sceptile is not the answer I'm looking for fixing the team in terms of the slight water weakness. It is a sailor. I mean, it's Peter who brags, isn't it? Which sailor is it? It is Peter. Brag about your happiness. Hariyama. I mean, I did say that we can easily go Dusclops against fighting types in the last game. Obviously, it can Earthquake. And it can Rock Slide. Yeah, Peter left the seas and became a breeder in Gen 4. I do want to go Dusclops. The major downside to Dusclops is that Hariyama can be Guts. I don't want to go Dodrio and get crit by Cross Chop from set 1 or 2. I also don't really want to use Indior Flail against Quick Claw. But one would fake out. Well, it doesn't have to, because cross drop can get +1 as well. It's just very likely to fake out. 7-to-1 ratio. But counter is also active because Arcanine is a special type, so actually it's much less than that. New gen, new me. I think I'm going Dusclops. It can't be that bad to go Dusclops. And because it's no type spec, this is the likely only fighting type on the team. Okay. And you crit as well. It's because it earthquaked, it has to be free. Because 4 would fake out. Fake out always beats earthquake on turn 1. The crit is very unfortunate because we obviously intimidated it, so it did dramatically more damage than it should have done. It did 3 times as much damage. But we... Yeah, I don't know. I just need to be a bit more careful about guts, because I was kind of thinking that I could potentially just toxic, but... might be a bit tricky, yeah. So what I can do here, I can go Dodrio on Earthquake. And then I can come back into Cross Drop or Rock Slide. The issue with that is that I've got pressure on the wrong mon. Dusclops has pressure, not Dodrio. I could go back to Arcanine on Cross Drop or Rock Slide aimed at Dodrio. But obviously a crit would be the end of Arcanine. I'm leaning towards going Dodrio and actually just attacking. Because I think Quick Claw crit is probably my best odds of escaping without huge damage here. And Quick Claw without crit is fine. It's because taking damage on Dodrio 4 is fine. We're probably using Endure Flail anyway. Staying in with Dusclops here, even if I get good Confuse luck, I have to Toxic. It could be Guts. I'm probably taking too much damage, even with Protect on every other turn. And I'm probably dead to another crit. It would have at least 4 or 5 chances to go through Confusion and crit. I can stall out Earthquake, I guess. Go Dodrio, go back. Protect. Do I even want to stall it out of Earthquake? So am I just going to end up using Drill Peck anyway at the end of that? I can probably heal Dusclops up to full. I just need to not get crit by Rock Slide. It's more likely to cross drop because of high crit as well. $142. We're basically at half. I think I probably do need healing. Like if I want to Drill Peck here, I only want to Drill Peck if I think that Dusclops is still definitely going to be useful in this fight. It probably is. If I can survive one move, basically if the Pokemon Dusclops faces doesn't have a super effective move into it and isn't too powerful, we can go Protect, Confuse Ray, Protect. It would only be good if the last Pokemon on the enemy team, if they were pretty weak. Let's try and heal it. I think it's probably slightly better. Okay, it's good. That's fine. It's not too unlucky. So ordering this is a little bit complicated as well, right? I think I just try and get it out of rock slides. I do not want to introduce Guts rock slide. Dusclops is a bit of a strange Pokemon. Like, you really need to protect PP on this thing. If I run it too low on protect PP, it becomes a tiny bit useless. Like, I'm kind of thinking of just double teaming. As in not using protect at all, but I don't want to die to a crit. Let's see. Okay, that's potentially quite big. I mean, coming out of this without a fainted Dusclops is a big deal. Okay. Yeah, so Rock Slide is weaker than Earthquake, but we still take a lot. Okay. And we can also get flinched, of course. Yeah, we've run it quite... Protect is running quite low. I'll likely want to Protect for future mons. I think I'm actually just going to double team. If we get crit, I'll then go back on Protect, probably. I was out. Oh yeah, because I switched into a rock slide. I switched into a pressure rock slide. Yeah. Okay. I don't want to run out of double teams. Okay, what's next? There's high risk. Hariyama 3 has Facade, which is part of that. High risk T-Tar. T-Tar is bad news for Dodrio, obviously. So, high risk T-Tar, there's Counter. And Double Edge. And it doesn't have to be 3 or 10, but I suppose it's more likely to be 3 and 10. I think I just confuse Ray it. Staying in against 3 and 10 does scare me a little bit, but I can't really switch, can I? Yeah, you don't want to face Dusclops 2. Dusclops 2 is a very evil Pokemon to face. Not so bad in Factory and Dome at 3 IVs, but in other facilities, this thing is quite evil, yeah. I just... Like, let's say it's 3 or 10, right? And I switch to Arcanine on Dragon Dance. That's not good. That's not good. And I'm getting chipped down, and I can't switch into Earthquakes from Dusclops. Earthquakes and Rock Slides, they do too much. So I do actually have to beat this with Dusclops, most likely. Or at least put it in overheat range, I guess. If this is 8, I might be in serious trouble. Okay. I don't think I'm switching now. I think it is Confuse Ray first. Confuse Ray before Toxic because of the Lumberry sets being the worst case scenario, 8 and 10. I think I probably want this to be free. Because free is no Lum and no rest. Actually, the best one is probably 7. It's not very likely to be 7, but 7 is just going to waste a load of turns on Curse. That's not good. Okay. It's a Lumber. So do I Toxic or do I Confuse Ray? I am at +6 evasion. +6 evasion is why it's not a disaster yet. My gut is to confuse it. Confuse Ray can't miss. And it's probably snapping out of confusion before Dusclops faints if I'm going to lose this 1v1. And I probably want to reapply that at the end to try and give Arcanine another turn. It's tricky, isn't it? I think it's Confuse Ray first. What is bad about this, I really want to do damage to it. Anyway, it's quite likely to be 10, obviously, because it's high risk. What I might be able to do, it would be a big risk, is potentially switch Dodrio into EQ. That seems really hard, though. Seems really hard to force that. No, I don't think it's ever going to be like an Intimidate win. I think it's going to be Dusclops I lose. That's a big turn. It's a big turn. Obviously, it's quite likely to miss me, but it feels lucky. Definitely want to Toxic it now, though. Okay. The miss kind of sucks, but it's a neutral turn overall, and it's running out of Rock Slide PP. But if it is 10, it doesn't need Rock Slide PP to win this match. And when it runs out of Rock Slide PP, it's more likely to then use Dragon Dance, because it will see Rock Slide is out damaging Earthquake most of the time. I don't think it's 8. I really hope it's not 8, obviously. But 8 doesn't trigger high risk. There definitely could be 8. If it is 8, I'll have to Confuse Ray it. Wow, it's missing a lot. Yeah, that is the problem. Just thinking, because if it is 10, I would rather protect, but if it's 8, I think I'd rather Confuse Ray. I have to go for Confuse Ray. If it crits, that would be really unfortunate. But at least it would hopefully can probably get it to be a Arcanine 1v1. Okay, it didn't self-hit. Okay, that's huge. Oh no. Could be another rest set easily. We're not out of it yet. If it wasn't Sandstorm, we'd probably be very, very, very likely to win with Dodrio, but so it's not Entei 3, because that's Lum. I guess it's a little bit more likely to be 5, because that could have easily been T-Tart 8, I think. But Entei 5 was probably the best case scenario for me. Just thinking, what am I going to do against Entei 1? I think I probably want to Confuse Ray it. The Sandstorm chip actually helps me a bit. Once it gets a boost, it's gonna start. It's gonna think it kills Doji in one shot. High Risk just needs 2 moves. I think I confused Ray before Toxic against Entei 1. Entei 1 is the big one. The others I'm quite a lot more likely to beat them, because Entei 6 will want to spam Raw. And the others just don't have healing. Sunny day, okay. No reason not to protect. Sun is not on my side. Hitting Toxic would be GG. Okay. That should be it. What is that? Like, immediate crit through +6 evasion. Just before it runs out of Fire Blast. Anyway. It doesn't matter. It shouldn't matter. Let's just hit it. No bright powder. Should be it. The game cheats. Dusclops 2 can do games like that, but you got to be careful with Dusclops 2, because Dusclops 2 can be really quite useless in some scenarios as well. Basically when you can't Toxic them. No type. High Risk again. You were right, Phyllis. Your idea about Choice Band was right then. It just doesn't cheat. It just honestly looks into the battle history. I did not know that. Well, after Wednesday I suspected, but it's very difficult to learn your item, isn't it? The player, because the AI does not update the player's item based on damage rolls. Yeah, it's pretty unusual to learn the item. Like, learning choice band specifically. It basically doesn't work. Okay. What did we face? It was sunny day, Entei. High risk is a very common phrase. Free spirited, which is no phrase, and high risk are definitely the most common phrases. I don't know how common, but it feels like those two together are like 80% of games, maybe more. It was Hariyama free. It was the Quick Claw Facade set. Free IVT Tar, I don't think is my friend here. I can't take it with Flail, so it would be instead of Dojo, and then I'm becoming even more water weak. So no. Yeah, we did see Hariyama use Facade. Yeah, and Arcanine is definitely better than Entei with the IV advantage. I will show you Gutsy. Flareon. High risk Flareon is probably 3 or 4. 2 also has double edge though, yeah. It could also be Flareon 1, it's just less likely. I think I just double edge extreme speed. It's Flareon 2 which is making me pause. I guess against Flareon 2, unless it gets the Quick Claw curse on turn 1, I can go double edge crunch. It'll take the recoil from its own double edge, and then I can E-speed it. So yeah, not too bad against Flareon 2 as well. Flareon 2 would be the worst one. And then Flareon 4 could crit me with double edge. Is Flareon 4 broken when it Quick Claw activates? On weather? Yes, Flareon 4 is broken. Okay, that's perfect. So Flareon 4 is not actually a threat. Okay. The most annoying actually might be Flareon 1 getting a Citrus Berry. But I'm not playing around Citrus. Not from the least likely Flareon. Shadow Ball. It might be 2. No, it can't. No, 2 would always double edge. It has to be 3, right? It has to be 3. So we just E-speed. Can't set up Dusclops against Flareon. And I don't want to mess around with Quick Claw against Dojo. So yeah, we just E-speed. That's fine. E-speed has higher priority than Quick Claw. Quick Claw doesn't really have priority. Quick Claw, what it does is it literally sets your speed to 999 or something. Okay. I mean, we already saw high risk with Flareon. So it's not Latios 2. And that's about all we know. I guess it's a bit more likely to be an Earthquake set, which doesn't narrow it down very much either. I hope it's not 7. In some ways, 3 might be worse. Can 3 ever Dragon Claw me instead of Earthquake? Not sure about the overlapping rolls there. That's going to be close. I can't go Dojo though. Dojo would be insane. Because it could be 1. It could just psychic me. Like, that would be insane. And it could be 5 or 6 easily. T-Wave. I have Facade, but I don't want that to happen. I guess the real question is then, how good is Dusclops? Dusclops doesn't really want to get hit by a Shadow Ball. Dusclops also doesn't really want to face Latios 1. And honestly, Latios 3 is also a big problem for Dusclops. Like, we're just not going to be healing enough. So, yeah, I probably do stay in and just crunch. And then Drill Peck. Dojo dies to Dragonclaw. We'd live a modest Dragonclaw, but we would probably not live modest Psychic, which is Latios 1. And we can always get crit as well. And if we switch into a Dragonclaw, and then we try and use Endure, we could get hit by Thunderbolt or Ice Beam, and we could get paralyzed or frozen. And then suddenly we've just lost Dodrio. So yeah, I think it's a little bit too risky. I think we just crunch. It can't be Quick Claw, which is good. Because if it could, I'd be very worried about Quick Claw Earthquake. And it might make me want to Extreme Speed instead. Okay. That's 7, but we can just go Dojo. It's fine. I guess we Facade instead. Because of the potential of a resist switch in for normal, and then we can potentially hit them with flying instead. Does that ever matter? I mean, there's a few dual type Pokemon it could matter for. Slightly better to Facade into Drill Peck than to Drill Peck into Facade. I think we were quite lucky that, like, it didn't Earthquake. I kind of thought it was going to Earthquake Arcanine, but obviously we just about avoided the roll there, I'm guessing. Yeah, we're pretty far ahead. We are pretty far ahead. So the first Pokemon was Flareon. It was the high-risk Flareon 3, so we don't know anything apart from Quick Claw and Bright Powder being out. Okay, so it's not Amphi 2. It's not Amphi 2. I just attack, I think. I don't see a reason to use Endure Flail. I am just going to Facade. Why didn't Latios switch? Actually, if I'd Drill Pecked into Facade, Ampharos was very likely to switch in. But Ampharos doesn't resist Facade, so it couldn't switch into my Facade. But if I Drill Pecked, it would have resisted Drill Peck, and then it probably would have switched in, yeah. So that was a reason potentially to go for Drill Peck into Facade, was to lure in a electric type in the back. But I was thinking more about the rock and steels, because that's probably what I was going to lose to. I shouldn't lose to this Ampharos. Maybe it could have mattered against Raikou. But I'd be very, very unlucky to lose here. Yeah, I cancelled the move I used. Like, because it can't be Amphi 2, it seems quite hard to lose this. We crit. How did we almost kill? What the hell is that damage? Is Dojo good? That's some serious damage. That was some serious damage. Like, Amphi 1 is relaxed, right? I don't know. That's impressive. Psychic. So no phrase psychic, but we just saw Latios. Latios 7 is a bit of an interesting one. Thanks, Jeeped. Latios 7 is it's a cool Pokemon with Recover. Like, it's actually quite bulky, but at free IV, I don't know. And what would I take it for? Like, with Intimidate support, Latios 7 probably does get quite a lot of setups. And I could be switching into Earthquake, same to Arcanine. Latios 7 is... The problem with Latios 7, though, is that we're not really fixing the Water-type problem. Because a Water-type with Ice Beam will have... It'll have a pretty favourable matchup into Latios 7 on average. It's never Flareon. It's never Amphi. Yeah, Latios 7 is interesting. I could see some factory players taking it here. I'm leaning against taking it. If I was going to take it, I think I'd actually take it over Dusclops. And it wouldn't be bad. Like, it was this electric. And we resist water on the Switch as well. I do see the logic for it. I just think Dusclops 2 with the IV advantage is a really solid Pokemon. I think I'm gonna stick. It is good to know that Latios can't be in the next fight, though. Yeah, that is good information. I am always happy, happy, happy. I don't recognize this quote. Rena. Okay. It's a huge risk to not use Overheat, right? There's no... It was not slow and steady. It doesn't narrow it down that much. It just means it's a bit more likely to be Jinx 4, I guess. Slow and steady is not a desperately common one. Surely I overheat. Because I can't go Dojo. I can't go, like, I'm run away, right? I'm not early bird. No, I can't go Dojo on a potential lovely kiss. And I don't want to go Dusclops on Jinx 2. That would be bad. Yeah. I guess the last point is that I could maybe use Double Edge. But I like killing it. Okay. So at least one more Psychic on the enemy team. Snorlax. A Stranger I Remain is the song name. It's from Metal Gear Rising. Snorlax is my favourite Psychic type. Everyone loves Snorlax. God damn it. This is not good. It's not good that Arcanine is out, and it's not good that it's tricky to intimidate it. Obviously, Snorlax coming in does suggest Earthquake. It's really hard. I'm very, very nervous of going Dusclops. Dusclops would be a huge, huge risk, because if it's immunity Snorlax, I'm just going to sit there and potentially let it set up. I think I'm very concerned about Belly Drum Snorlax here. It's not a disaster if I lose 1.9 Pokemon, as in something faints and then Dojo comes in. But the thing is, if I let Snorlax get Curse, then Dojo might not be able to even save it. On the other hand, like, what the hell do I do if I stay in? Yeah, but two is a bit concerning. Like, while Arcanine is still healthy, we can switch around the Shadow Ball sets. I don't know. Snorlax 7, right? Snorlax 7 and 8. I'd be fine against 7, actually. I'd be fine, because I can just let it Hyper Beam. It's on Dojo if I don't want to stall that out. I should be fine to just switch into Pressure. Or do we go Dusclops? What gender am I? I'm female. Okay. I'm female on Dusclops and Dojo. Yeah, okay. Yeah, against Snorlax 2, I might have to just try and Toxic it. To buy turns to switch Arcanine in on Rest. And hope that it doesn't curse too much before I get enough protects in on Earthquake. I think what it comes down to is just staying in is horrible. Like, it's just really horrible. It's not bad if it's, I guess if it's not thick fat, I can just overheat. I don't know, but I think I'd just be clicking double edge. Yeah, that is a good point. Dusclops is not great against the most threatening psychic types. That is true. Because Metagross is obviously immune to Toxic, and the threatening Pokemon outside of that are largely set up or Bright Powder based. I think it makes a lot of sense to do Dusclops. If it is Snorlax 2, I think I probably would go back to Arcanine. I'd probably confuse Ray and then go back to Arcanine against 2. Staying in against 2 is not a good idea anyway. Okay, it is a curse set. It is quite likely to be 2 or 7, because they have Earthquake as the switch-in idea for Arcanine. I think I'm going to use Protect. No, Toxic isn't an attack. I can protect it. I'm just thinking if it uses Curse again, I'm actually in quite serious trouble against 2. I would go Dodrio, I guess. I can probably PP stall too. It's just really hard before it gets 3 curses up. What's the benefit of Protect? If I see Shadow Ball, then I know I can go and switch to Dodrio for free. Because like Wildcat said, or implied, 4 and 7 get outstalled by Dusclops into Dodrio switching. It's just Snorlax 2 is a bit of a party ruiner. The problem is, if I go for Confuse Ray here, and Snorlax 4 or 7 crit me with Shadow Ball, I've probably lost. I am faster than Snorlax at least, that unless there's quick claw activation. Let's think, if I go Dodrio on Snorlax 2's Curse, how do I feel about that? He would then see a kill with Rock Slide, obviously I'd go back to Dusclops. And then I guess I would have to Confuse Ray. Okay. Okay. Probably do have to go back then, yes. I've got a really bad feeling it's going to be 2. Okay, it's not 2, it's 4. That's fine. I'm just thinking I probably do want the Dusclops set up at the end of this. I don't like wasting Protects, though. Yeah, I need to be very careful with this, because obviously if I miscount, I'm in huge trouble. That was a Brick Break. Beefy Snorlax time. There's another Brick Break. Oh, I might need to protect at least once here to make sure that it runs out of Shadow Ball first. Yes, I do have to do that actually, don't I? Even though Double Edge and Brick Break are both odd on 15. Thank God you didn't take Laddie. True. I'm not gonna play this fast. There's another brick break. So 1, 2, 6. It's close again, isn't it? I have to do another protect. Also, I need to be really careful about struggle. Yeah. Particularly if this thing is immunity. I have to be really, really, really careful about that. That's bad. Do I have to find out now? Confused now? Like, what do I do if it is immunity? The self-hit damage scales with curse exactly, so I need, what, 9 self-hits? I'm not that likely to get it. Having said that, it's allowed to run out, it just is not allowed to run out before I can flail it. It might have to be a flail anyway. I should probably assume it is immunity, though. That's tricky, it's very tricky. Let's do the calc. I think I need to know how much self-hit does. It's pretty damn close to what I said, okay. It's probably a 9 shot. Confused self-hit damage never crit, so it is truly a 9 shot. I guess I can go for the evasion setup. That doesn't feel safe. Okay, next question. What is the struggle damage looking like? I am going to try Intoxicate. I just need to be prepared for if it's not viable. It does like half. Lol. Okay. If it doesn't self-hit at all, and it is immunity, I'm in quite serious trouble. I might want to try and crunch. What is the value of using Intimidate? Obviously, when I intimidate it, it does less self-hit. Also going to be using Curse on the Arcanine switch-ins anyway, so I don't even successfully actually get the Curse off. In effective terms, okay, that makes it simpler actually. I did definitely just confuse Ray then. Please, please. No. Okay, but we got 2 self-hits at the start. That's big. Nothing we can do except set up double teams and try and keep it confused. That is good damage, actually. So the double teams are important for the fact that we can get struggle to dodge, get the struggle dodge, and then not take damage. If we can get it below, like 40%, Dodrio will beat it with Endure Flail from the Recoil 1 Flail. That was a short one. We're quite likely to be hit by Struggle, which is okay as long as Struggle doesn't also crit me. I could go on Confuse Ray in case it gets a Quick Claw. Snap Out. Like, there's one Psychic type in the back. I probably don't need Confuse Rays. Like, it's either that or we use... we don't know using Protect yet. I guess we get Toxic. I think we Confuse Ray in case it gets a Quick Claw. Okay. Do I alternate on Protect then? To wait until it snaps out so we can reapply Confusion for as many turns as possible? I think we do. Yeah. Yeah, it's huge. I definitely won't lose this. Well, actually, it could Quick Claw Struggle Dodrio after Endure, so I could actually still lose to this. It's not hard to imagine the final one beating Arcanine. Okay, that's big. And now you just self-hit again, please. Feel like at this point, it won't reach Dodrio or take too much self-hit damage from Struggle and Dusclops. Oh, okay. Confuse Ray again. In case of Quick Claw. Okay, it was Quick Claw, but it wasn't fine. Synchronize would be okay. I think as long as we can put them on some kind of timer, we'll be fine. God of War. Okay, so it's not a debonder because that would trigger high risk. Do we know anything else? It's probably not 8 because of Jinx being so likely to trigger slow and steady with 8. It's probably not 1 or 8 actually. Okay, so 2, 3, 4, most likely, I think. Of those, 2 definitely the worst. What would I want to do against 2? One second. Death. Okay, against 2, I probably want to just switch to Doji or Arcanine immediately. But I could Confuse Ray. Confuse Ray is a decent mid-ground play. Guard 3 has Lumberry, but that's fine, because I'm not going to lose to Gardevoir 3. Because Dojo and Arcanine are both fast in it, and it has no way to hack them. So I just Drill Peck and E-Speed, and it's over. Guard 4 can win with Bright Powder, but it's... Against Guard 4, I'd want to stay in and Confuse Ray anyway, really. Yeah, I think it's stay in and Confuse Ray. I think that's best. Oh, it's 2, isn't it? It's 2. It can't be 7. Destiny Bond is high risk. And it was Snorlax 4. Maybe I switch. It's tricky, right? It's really tricky. I don't know if I want to switch Arcanine in. I definitely don't want to go Dodrio, because at +1 it can kill Dodrio. But Arcanine taking the damage is also pretty bad. It is guaranteed to attack again. I can go back to Dusclops. It is confused. Do I want to just go Arcanine while it's still confused? What am I doing if I do go Arcanine? Am I still just using Crunch? Probably. If I can go Arcanine on not Psychic, and I can Crunch. I mean, it's quite likely to use Double Team if it gets a move in. But I can get it on Crunch, I can then get it trapped in Rest, and then Dojo can kill it. I feel like my best chance of beating this is before it gets Double Teams up, and I probably do need to switch. I think using Toxic could be a bad idea, because it's going to use Rest at some point anyway. Okay, that's potentially a really, really important self-hit. I don't want to miss. And I don't want to take recoil. Okay, you're definitely below 70, so I'm very pleased about this. Definitely below 70. Below 60 as well, it looks like. We just continue to crunch. The drop would be quite significant. I don't want to miss still, I think. There's no real point using Overheat, particularly after we spent our White Herb. Okay, that's the Chesto. It's gonna run out of confused turns. Arcanine's done a good job overall. That's what I wanted to avoid, but Very difficult to avoid that. Get a drop, get a drop, get a drop. Okay, that's not bad, because it means it's going to attack again. Am I gonna sweaty ruler this? Okay, okay. I thought about sweaty ruling, but then I was actually thinking about it. I was like, if it can live double edge, I'm probably using double edge anyway. Like, it would have to have a more than 10% chance to live to make it worthwhile over overheat. Yeah. So that was Snorlax 4. It wasn't Jinx 2 because of Perish on high risk. I don't think so. I'm still waiting to be exposed for Dusclops 2 Dojo 4 being a little bit dodgy. Okay. On average, it's fine. I can easily Rock Tomb if it is Heracross 1. I think I just do it. I don't think Dusclops is great. Bulk Up scares me a little bit. I guess I can go Dusclops because if Heracross 2 goes for Bulk Up, I can then just go Dodrio. The problem is, what if... what if Heracross 2 goes Bulk Up as I switch to Dusclops, and then goes Attract as I switch to Dodrio? I can come back into Dusclops for +0 Mega Horn. What does that look like? Because it could then double Bulk Up. I have to stay in, I guess. I don't know. What if I just hit Overheat? Magmar. It's a bit of a strange switch in. I'm not sure if Double Edge is actually a good idea. I'm a bit tempted to overheat it, actually. Maybe just E-speed. Maybe. It's tricky, right? I'm very aware of counter as the worst thing that could happen. I could crunch though. Crunch is not bad. Crunch is not bad. We could crunch. I don't like going Dusclops if it potentially burns me. I think we're crunch. I think crunch is the least bad option. Can't miss like overheat. It's not vulnerable to counter. Oh yeah, crunch is not the strong. Crunch is the weakest attack. Yeah. Well, crunch will do more with a Magmar 3 because it's max defense, but Confuse Ray, okay. Huh. I think I just double edge. Magmar 2 is admittedly quite scary, because Magmar 2 can just quick claw Dodrio. And Magmar 2 also does a lot to Dusclops with Fire Blast. I think I just try and double edge this. But if I self-hit, and it is Magmar 2, I might have to go Dusclops. It is Magmar 2, okay. Ah. Probably is Dusclops' job to take this on the chin. Fire Blast crit would suck, there's no doubt about that. Okay. At least you didn't crit. Do I even want it to run out of Fire Blasts? I would rather it Fire Blast Arcanine than Smokescreen or Confuse Ray if it did get a Quick Claw. Do I just Toxic so I can E-speed it? I need it to miss, whatever happens. Either that or I could go for double. I could go for double protect, right? Could go for double protect and then I just try and hit it. The burn does actually sud quite a lot. I almost wish I'd rather been crit. Oh, not quite. I would take 16, essentially, each turn. I probably do go for double protect then. Problem with that is that I leave it with 0 Fire Blasts if I fail the second protect. I could just go back to Arcanine now and pray that it doesn't also Quick Claw Arcanine. Dusclops being burned is a bit of a weird position to keep Dusclops alive in. Dusclops can maybe get a Confuse Ray or Toxic off. Dusclops can also reset Intimidate potentially against his final Pokemon if I do it that way. Let's go Arcanine. I think it's slightly better. No, no way! Oh no, you're kidding. That's so bad. That's so bad. Oh no. Oh no. Do I sack Dusclops and go Dodrio then? Dojo is really scary because it can Quick Claw Dojo, Quick Claw Fire Blast. It can also just get Flame Body. I don't know if burned Dojo and weak Arcanine are a great position to be in. It doesn't feel like a great position. I probably do just stay in and hope it doesn't Quick Claw me. Quick Claw, and then Flame Body or another Quick Claw. I'm probably lost. The upside of going Dusclops is that it could miss Fire Blast. Because it crit, it can also Thunder Punch here easily. I have to go for this. Oh, this sucks. I could also E-Speed, but if it survived E-Speed, I'd be so upset. Okay. Xatu. It's not Xatu 2. So that would be slow and steady. I'm pretty sure I just crunch. Yeah, it can't be Xatu 2. I think we're fine. Okay. Random Heracross? Don't think so. I wouldn't want to take Heracross 1. Heracross 4 is not as good with Tyranitar as a potential opponent. Chaz it up. Arrow. Definitely feeling the Dusclops switch. Arrow 2 could totally Ancient Power if I decide to go Dodrio. I don't like that. I'm pretty sure this would always be Dusclops. Slide. Oh. So it's going to blast me. I think I actually go Arcanine on the blast. I do not want to get burned on Dusclops. Chaz it up. Pokemon Ranger Chaz. Yeah, I'm actually gonna go. I'm gonna go Arcanine. I do not want to get burned. Okay, so that's the last Fire Blast. I think we're doing the standard Confuse Ray Protect double team spam. We could also potentially go back to Arcanine, but I don't think the additional Intimidator is doing enough. You know what? Let's try and keep the Protects. Yeah, let's try and keep the Protects. It's very valuable on Dusclops too to have Protect BP remaining. There's the flinch. We're going to get a King's Rock Dragonclaw. Ooh, we're getting the full setup. It was fairly likely, but... we'll get the Confuse in, so we can try and win at full health. I'm actually going to not Protect yet. Now we try and Protect. I want to try and end this on full HP. Nice, okay. Ooh. Yeah. I'm definitely feeling the immediate toxic. Thanks, Crimson. It's not as bad as it looks because of Dodrio. It's Suicune 1 that scares me a little bit. But I can't do a lot against Suicune 1, and switching against Suicune 1 is also not a great idea. I think even if I knew it was Suicune 1, I'd want to use Toxic. I might even want to Confuse Ray. Surf, okay. It's probably not 1, though. For 1 to refuse Double Team and Carmine would be very rare. It a bit more likely to be 6, but still quite unlikely. It's probably 3 or 4. If it is 3 or 4. I mean, wouldn't 3 always roar? No, it's just a 50% chance of +2. Okay. Let's go for Protect then. Another Surf. It's pretty damn unlikely it's 1, 5, or 6 then. Just hit Toxic. It's more likely to be 4 than 3 given the roar behavior. It wants to roar because I have +6 evasion. Most of the time. Okay. Lumberry? No. It's almost definitely Suicune 4. Okay. Protect is weirdly valuable, but I'm probably not leading off with Protect against the next Pokemon. I'd either be Confuse Ray, Toxic, or I'd be switching, I think. Yeah. Do we know anything about this? Don't think so. Let's confuse Ray. Do I want to let Psych Up happen? But it's gonna spam it, and I can confuse Ray into Toxic. ARF programmer. I think I'm fine against Hypno Free. I'm not in the mood for Eminem. It is indeed Lum. Yeah. Hypno 1 does have Twisted Spoon with no psychic attacks, yes. It is one of the many broken sets. Right. That should be GG. It's surprisingly common in Gen 3 Frontier sets with useless items. High risk. It was Coon 4. It's a tricky one, isn't it, Suicune, because I don't want to go double electric weak, so I wouldn't be swapping out Arcanine, and I wouldn't be swapping out Dusclops. It would be Dodrio for Suicune. Higher consistency. I lose the Earthquake switch in, and I lose the Ghost normal. Yeah, so high risk, high return is referring to the moves that the opponents can know. For example, high risk, high return can mean like counter, horn drill, double edge, like we saw from Aero 3. And then, yeah, there's various things. Like slow and steady is like status moves hit the opponent. There's total prep, which means like moves that boost your stats. There's weakening, which is moves that decrease the enemy's stats. There's battles flow, which is a weird one. It's weather. It's the presence of weather moves. Bit of a strange one. There's endurance, which is moves like endure. Protect, rest, and so on. And I'm forgetting one. Oh, there's impossible to predict is a funny one, which is trick and substitute. Anyway, I think I'm gonna stick with the team. We've done well to avoid psychic. Steel types. I feel Jolteon. I think I was quite seriously considering taking Suicune for Arcanine. That was one of my gut reactions. Yeah, the battle style. You don't have to pay attention to it, but yeah, it is helpful. Adaptable situation is rare, but you have to have 3 or more of those. What do I do against Jolteon? I'm thinking about whether or not I want to go Dusclops. It's tricky. I think Jolteon 4 has quite a serious chance of cheesing Dusclops out of the game. Probably is another overheat moment. Overheat into extreme speed. Jolteon 3 will survive that, but it's also Jolteon 3, so I wouldn't be in as much trouble. If Jolteon 1 or Jolteon 4 crit Arcanine, I'm pretty scared at that point. Bum, bum. Yeah, T-Wave is reasonably likely here. Okay, it's Jolteon 1. Okay. I could double-edge this. Yeah, it won't use Attract. The AI does know that it doesn't work. The problem with double edging is that it could fund away with me, and then I could fail the E-Speed. Whereas if I just use Overheat, I need to hit one move. Although Overheat is probably a roll, since this is a 6 IV Jolteon 1. Okay. Okay, did live. It's fine though. It's going to protect. Because it failed protect. I'm just gonna E-Speed. Yeah, it's 6 IV because it's the final trainer of the set. So the 7th trainer has 6 IV Pokemon, not 3 IV. Toss. It's probably an Earthquake switch in, but it could be Taurus 4. I really, really, really want to go Dodrio, but it could also be Taurus. It could be Taurus 2 or Taurus 4. Double team or double edge. I think I'm going to Overheat. We'll have to do a Pyramid run. Not soon. Okay, at least we didn't miss. Okay. So it's 2 to survive. Like 1 and 3 have no bulk. It has to be 2. Milo. I think it has to be Milo 1 for me to lose here. And if it is Milo 1, I just want to do as much damage as possible. I also... Yeah. I think I just double edge it. I did get intimidated though. Do I want to crunch? I've also got -2 from hitting Taurus. I'm just gonna double edge. Yeah, it's the same pool of sets. It's not like it's like a IV elevation, but only IVs. Yeah, it's not Milo 1, so we just go Dusclops and we just use Toxic. But it could be Milo 2. It could be Milo 2, but Leftovers confirms that it's actually not Milo 2. Okay, in that case, I'm definitely using Toxic. Do I want to start out with another move? I don't think so. I want to just immediately try and Toxic it. Okay. That should be the end of the game. Can recover, but it can't recover when it's faster than me. It's Miracote, of course, because it's acting second. It can be useful to have a slow Pokemon on your team, so these kind of enemy sets can't heal. Quite far behind in swap count. Right, let's do another one. No type, no phrase. Gets ready. Okay. This is a Noland round, of course. A little bit more sensitive to having a good draft. Huh. Huh. No. Okay. Pleased to see Eleventh 8. It's a good Pokemon. Huh. Unfortunately, you can't take species clause does kick in. I can't take them both. Raw Sperry on Ninetales, yeah. Oh. So unfortunately, this means it's a wasted draft slot. We can only take one of them, and it's our Maldo one. Oh dear. Yeah, it's not that rare. Having species clause kick in the draft, it's not that rare. It does happen occasionally. I think I am going to take Eleventh 8. It's the better set. I'm not sure what else is going to happen on this draft, though. Like, I think if I take 2 of Ninetales, Dugtrio, and Armaldo, I'm just going to blunder into a water type. I'm definitely going to have to swap. I don't know, like, maybe just lead Freddy and use Yawn. Earthwing, Elements, and Ninetales, Dugtrio, Armaldo. Who is even best of those? I guess Ninetales. It's at least Ninetales is fast, without being made of actual paper. What a terrible draft. This is the kind of team you lose with. This is the kind of draft that forces losses. I think I'm taking the Ninetales. I'm really not a believer in Armaldo. And Dugtrio does not belong in high tier. It's terrible. I mean, it is really fast, but Ninetales is also really fast by factory standards. I would unironically take both settlements if I could, but I can't. Yeah, water's going to be a tricky one. There's not much I can do. Like, I could put Urswing in the back, I guess, but... what I could do as well is I could just say I lead with Yawn, and then I set up Settlement 6, but Settlement 6 is so vulnerable to being crit, basically, on the setup or haxed. Let me make sure I'm picking the right one. Modest, yep. We're taking these, I think. I think I give myself like a... I think there's like at least a 20% chance I lose this round. It's not the worst possible. Remove Settlements from this draft and put another bad Pokemon in, and that's what the worst possible factory drafts look like, basically. Because you can invent a worse factory draft than this. You could give me like Shuckle 2 and stuff, but like those don't happen in practice. Like the actual literal couldn't be any worse are incredibly unlikely. This is about as bad as it gets without being 1 out of 10. Well, let's start. I don't think this is Emma, though. Expert Emma. No, it's Miranda. Emma says something else, but I could not tell you what it is. I just know it's not that. D-Knight. So how many of them can wake up? Just 2? Like, do I just Sword Stance Hyper Beam here? It could be 1. It's only 1 that could backfire against. Everything else dies, unless it crits me. Because Dragonite 8 doesn't have attack investment. Do I Yawn, or do I just Sword Stance Hyper Beam? I'm a little bit nervous about clicking Hyper Beam when the switch-in could just set up on a inactive Earthswing, but I should be hit by attacks before then. So hopefully I'm low. Can I ever switch to Settlements? How many of them would ruin that? Like, D-Knight 5 would rather double edge, but it could outrage. I would live outrage, at least. It's Gen 3 outrage. D-Knight 6 with Dragon Claw, I'd live Dragon Claw. But D-Knight 10 could Blizzard, I guess. So I could go Settlements here. The problem is that I also don't kill it back. Because it's a Dragonite. I think I Sword Stance. If it's Chester or Lum, I'm very far behind if I click Yawn. Particularly if it's 5. And it's never Ninetales. Like, I'd be hanging the entire streak on hitting Will-O-Wisp if I went Ninetales here. And that would also be a disaster against 5. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Don't miss. Don't miss. Don't miss, Freddy. Don't miss. I would quite like to get hit. T-Wave. It's 4. Okay. Well, I'm at +2 with Guts. Okay. Okay. Point taken. Very necessary crit. So, D-Knight 4 is Hyper Beam is high risk, so this is not a high risk Machamp. It's not Machamp 1 or 5 or 6. Those are high risk. So it's 2, 3, 4. But 2 doesn't have investment. I actually kind of wish it didn't crit me now. I have to go Salamence. Like, going Ninetales against Machamp 4 would be suicide. Just go Salamence and Dragonclaw. I mean, it could be Machamp 3, but I can switch, I guess. Do I switch here? Switching into Machamp 2 is a little bit ugly, but Machamp 2 is probably going to bulk up. Machamp 3 will Ice Punch me. Machamp 4 is going to Rock Slide. Switching into Machamp 4 Rock Slide is really quite rough. It's Scope Lens. I probably have to stay in. I do not want to burn it because of Guts, so it's just Dragonclaw. It's free. Please don't crit me. No crit and no freeze. Okay. I mean, I really think I switch. There's no way I risk Salamence dying to Quick Claw here, right? That would be insane. Oh yeah, it can't be 2 because of Item Claws, you're right. Yes, you're right. Anyway. We go Ninetales. The troll set. I mean, Machamp 3 is like kind of effective when it's played against you. If we switch into a freeze, that would be deeply upsetting. Okay, just kill it. No Quick Claw. No Quick Claw crit, mostly. And then we'll assess what the final scenario is. Fuck. Fuck. No way. Oh no. I think I just attack. Wherever you're a brother, wherever you're a mother, you're staying alive. And Salamence has a good type matchup into Machamp, so it doesn't mean anything. Yeah. Could it have been any worse? It could have been worse, yeah. We do actually... So against, like, Dugong 4, for example, as long as it doesn't sheer cold Ninetales, we can just Flamethrower, and Dragonclaw it, and we win. I think Dugong 3 might be the worst case scenario. Dugong 1 is max HP investment, but it can't really touch Ninetales. And Dugong 2 is going to kill itself, so yeah. Oh, it's not free, yeah, because of Chesto, yeah. Surf with 4. We survive Surf. Ninetales has got good special defense. Surf would never kill Ninetales. Well, it could crit, but sheer cold is more likely to kill than Surf crit. So we could confuse there if we are really concerned. But actually, it's Lumberry anyway. We wouldn't even want to. No, we always just attack. I see. Okay. I'm wondering if I ever switch here because of I can force it to icy again. The fact that it's crit 9 cells might actually be a really, really big deal. Like, I can sacrifice elements to make sure that I'm fasting it again and it's going to icy wind again. But I stay in for this turn. I'm not slower than it until -3. There is a small reason to maybe use Confuse Ray, but I'm just going to attack, I think. It's easy. Just get a 5% miss. Don't you freeze me. Okay. Eleventh obviously wins at this point. Yeah, it has to be Thick Fat in Gen 3. Only one ability. This was kind of a bad first game though, right? Because Dugong 1 is ass. Machamp 3 is ass. And D-Knight 4 is another troll Hyper Beam set. Like, do I take Machamp over Ursaring? Ugh. I think Freddy might be better than Machamp 3. I kind of wanted that to be Dugong 4 in a weird way. Fake out Friday. Just don't say water. Okay. The thing is, I want to face good Pokemon. I want to swap for a better Pokemon. Machamp might be better than Ursaring. It's tricky. Even if it wasn't a Nolan round, I'd want to improve the team. I'm kind of upset that Dragonite was Hyper Beam. I think I stick. Like, Machamp 3 is a troll set. It is a troll set. It's not good. I would have to click cross drop in so many scenarios. I'm sticking, and it's slow. I mean, Freddy is not fast, but Freddy is not that slow. I want to see your Pokemon. I don't think you want to see my Pokemon. I think they're terrible, terrible Pokemon. Stella, Vaporeon. Well, at least there's not a water type in the back, probably. Do I just Hyper Beam you? Like, it's just Hyper Beam and then Vaporeon 4 uses Rest, and I cry. Hyper Beam, Acid Armor, Recharge, Rest. The problem is I can't swap. I just can't swap. What is this Ursaring? The mighty. Do we yawn? Yawn is pretty bad against Vapor 1, but against Vapor 1 I can switch to Salamence on turn 2. So the Yawn against Vape 4, right? What then? I think I Hyper Beam. Vape 3 could Acid Armor Baton Pass. I believe. Kill it. Just kill it. Just kill it. Easy. And now the switch-in does not have Dragon Dance or Calm Mind. That's fine. That's fine. Why, thank you for using Sunny Day. Do I want to overcomplicate this? It does make sense to confuse ray. I do want to try and avoid smoke screen, right? One confuse ray can't hurt. Okay. We switch, and then we switch back in on the sun. You should sun now. I kind of want sun to be up. It's below 40%, it's not going to use it. Okay, whatever. Focus band. Jinx. Give me a reason not to. Nice crit. Do I just take vape? Like, does it even matter what vape it was? Aren't they all better than Ursaring? I've got a little bit of an awkward electric switching problem, right? Can I figure out what vape it was? No, I don't think I can, right? I think I could have easily been any of them. Noland is random. Noland can actually bring the same species that you have. The one thing that Noland can't do is bring your exact Pokemon. Exact same set. And Noland obeys item clause within his own team. I don't feel great about taking Vaporeon. It might be Vaporeon over Ninetales. The issue with Vaporeon is just it's not a good anti-water water. Even with water absorb. If it's Vaporeon forward, it's a major upgrade. I think I have to take it. Earthquake is super. I'm getting rid of ice. High risk. Do you know what I was gonna say? I was just about to say I'm getting rid of Ninetales. Oh. I'm a little bit vulnerable to the Yoko sets, right, in ice. Ironically, Freddy is quite good against them. Oh no. But if I keep doing this, I'm blundering, right? Oh, it's not 125, is it? The overlay was counting up because I was stuck on the next match text. So the overlay is totally wrong about the match count. But it's fine. Everyone knows, right? Or do I have to fix it? Let's fix it. It's annoying me. What am I on? 1-2-1? I beat 2 teams, right? It's fine. We can fix it again if needed. I'm not sure. You might be right. I'm not sure. I'm getting rid of it. I know it's bad against the OK sets, but I need to beat other trainers. I need to beat other Pokemon as well. I'm getting rid of Ursaring for unknown Vaporeon. Glalie. I'm gonna have to restart again, actually, on the capture. It's vape free. Just considering, if it wasn't ice spec, I would be switching to Ninetales. Just wondering how much it changes the fact that it is, right? Because Glalie 4 can use Earthquake. Glalie 3 would double edge, but Glalie 4 would Earthquake here. I think I'm probably staying in. I could even Acid Armor. It's bad against Glalie 1, but Glalie 1 is going to use Protect or Hail. Yeah, Acid Armor? Because, like, Glalie 3 would still rather double-edged than Blizzard, I think. It would encourage Glalie 4 to use Crunch. But that's not a bad thing. I think I Acid Armor, yeah. Why not? Okay. I could Baton. Baton into Ninetales. I think I'd do that. I could actually Baton into Celements. We'll see whether or not I Quick Claw. Okay, or I don't do anything. Okay. Yeah, okay, whatever. Blaziken. Great. It's a good thing I didn't just get exploded on. Fuck. Alright, Blaziken 1 not broken with the weather. The problem is, like, if I try and switch elements in here, I could be switching into Thunder Punch, Paralysis, or Crit from Blaziken 2. Same with Blaziken 4. I really want to switch, but I probably do have to stay in. It's not too bad, right? Because Celements should beat Blaziken, and then it's Celements and Ninetales against the Ice type, which should be quite good for me, on average. Should be quite good for me. So Glalie 2 was high risk because of Explosion. It's quite likely to be Blaziken 3 or 4. In fact, I hope it is Blaziken 3 or 4, because otherwise the last ice type might be something unthinkable. How about Wee Quick Claw? Wee Quick Claw right now. Oh, that's not good. That's not Blaziken 3 or 4. Yeah, it's Salak as well. Oh, Jesus. What I can do, I guess, against Blaziken 1 is I can switch in and get a Flash Fire boost. I do that at the risk of potentially getting crit by double kick, but would that be worth it? I now know the final ice type has to be high risk, which is who led off again? Glalie. So Articuno. There are some Regice sets. There's Explosion and Counter Regice. There's Fisher Woolrain. There's Double Edge and Horndrill Lapras sets. There's Dugong and there's Articuno. And there's Perishong Jinx. I don't know. Against all of those, I would want the Flash Fire boost. Like, the scary shit is it is exclusively the Oko shit. Like, it is all Oko. It has to be one of those Pokemon. Regice probably the worst. Against Regice, I might really want. I might really want the Flash Fire boost. Yeah, Fisher Woolrain. Go here and Intimidate. Oh, but you're gonna say it's not Quick Claw, because Blaziken is Quick Claw. So it's not Lapras 8 and it's not Woolrain. It's Regice is the problem, right? I want to get hit by Flamethrower here. Flamethrower. Sunny Day, that's not Flamethrower. I'm actually going to switch back. I think the Flash Fire boost might be critical. And I don't really care about being double kicked on Salamence. That's huge. I actually want to. I want it to set up Sun again. I'm going to confuse it. I could also Roar. I think I Roar. Yeah, I'm not scared of Blaziken. I'm just wondering how many Sun turns I want. I think I want a lot of Sun turns. I also don't want to take damage if possible on Ninetales. So I want you to set it up now. Do it now. just gonna waste turns. I need it a sunny day. Okay. Got flash fire. It's a double edge. It's 7 or double edge. I've got flash fire and sun. So I probably one-shot 5. Oh. Oh no. Please. It's gonna frickin' rest. I'm tempted to attract. I'm really tempted to attract. It's calm. I don't think I ever kill. Sun boosted flamethrower, I don't think it ever kills. Like, burn doesn't help because it's going to use rest. What's the chance of rest again? It's like 96%. Yeah, it's basically guaranteed to rest. So, if I flamethrower it, if I want to try and win with a crit, it has to be a crit, basically. I think it has to be a tract. And then Sleep Talk is 2 in 3 to cool an Oko move, and then it's 30% to hit it. So it's a 20%. But then if I'm attracting it, it's 10%. It has to be attract, right? Yeah. I have to attract it. See a minute. I'm gonna HP ruler it. Let's see how much it's on. Mods, he's cheating again. He's counting the HP pixels. How low would it have to be for me to want to attack? It's 14. It's over. I can't believe you do this, Magpie. It's 48. $110. It's at 35%. Okay, let's check the exact roll then. It's 32 to 38%. You've got to remember that the HP bar on display is a rounded down value. So it's, when I say 35%, the true value is slightly higher than that. Like it's 17 pixels, right? It's 17 pixels. It's not exactly 35%. It's 17 pixels, so it's... I'm a bit under half to kill it without a crit. Obviously, if I crit, I kill it, always. Checking free IV. Free IVs. It's free IV. This is not the final battle. It could also be Shell Armor, yeah. Am I... this might come down to what I would regret more. The thing about this turn specifically is it's going to use rest. So if I don't kill it, I don't lose. It's just going to use rest. So I can attract next turn. Surely I take this chance. Yeah, surely. I have to go for it, right? Okay. Well, I definitely attract now. So it's after I attract, it's basically 10% to use an Oko move with Sleep Talk and hit it through attract. So yeah, we just attract. So sunlight is gone. Do we crunch? Because I reckon triple Dragon Claw and crunch always kills. Crunch would be... If I crit crunch, that would be a little bit sad because crit Dragon Claw would be important. Yeah, I think I always lead off with crunch because the special defense drop would be so huge for my chances. Wait, let me double check the real question, I guess, is the rest ranges. Like, I put it below 60% always, yeah, so... So it's always crunch. Immediately, come on. No, don't you dare, don't you dare. Okay. And after the drop, I definitely want to declaw you. So Lapras has to kill me right now, or I win. After the drop, I kill it. It's going to Sleep Talk, yeah. Wasn't even scared. Holy shit. That was a roller coaster. This isn't working out at all. Leave me alone. I thought I was being so clever with Ninetales. This is still full health. What was that? Blaziken 1? It was a Quick Claw Blaziken 1. It was Explosion Glalie. I'm... Psychic. That's the Lati phrase. Psychic without a phrase. That's the Lati phrase. The Latis are really common. I'm considering taking Glalie. Ninetales is pretty good against psychic types that aren't Latis, though. We're leveraging the high special defense. I feel really uneasy with Vaporeon on the lead. Vaporeon 3 is not a good Pokemon, really. Not at 3 IVs. Yeah, maybe I keep Vaporeon because of Latis. Yeah. Glalie, the explosion Glalie, it just explodes. It doesn't do anything else. Just sits there and explodes. Magmar. Yeah, we're not... Vaporeon's not bad against Satis. I'm just going to surf you. I'm not acid armoring. Nice miss. And we kill, so it's probably Magmar free. I'm just thinking with another Psychic in the back, I think I might rather Ninetales or Salamence get put to sleep than Vaporeon. I should pick up a game. There's no great play into Hypno 1. I don't think so. I probably am staying in, actually. Oh, it's free. I could go Salamence. I think I'd rather go Salamence next turn. So Salamence only gets hit once on the switch-in. I'm probably just staying in. Because once I take another Mega Kick, that's kind of it for Vaporeon. Unless I'm going to get a Quick Claw. No, Quick Claw, every Quick Claw Mega Kick hits. So Vaporeon is basically useless this low. I don't want to take damage on the other two. Nice miss. Deserved miss. Trying to hit 4 Mega Kicks in a row. How dare you. Slowbro. Okay. Do I know anything about this one? Don't think so. I think it can be any of them. Let's just surf, I think. Slowbro 4 does not run attack. It's just going to surf. I think I need a damage against Slowbro 4. I think I have to surf. Surf, Crunch, Flamethrower. It can be own tempo, so I can't rely on the Confuse Ray plan. 2 ticks of Burn do more, but I can't rely on that. Because it's end of turn damage. If it's Slowbro 4, I might have to go to Ninetales and Will-O-Wisp, actually. Because 2 instances of Burn are more than Flamethrower in terms of damage, and then Crunch should kill. But it's definitely Surf. Okay, the crit is huge. It's not Slowbro 4, though. Okay. It's only Slowbro 1, so we survive Ice Punch. Use Attract into Oblivious. Male Slowbro. The crit with Shell Bell healing would be really bad. The forecast says it will hail, but Slowbro 1 is a rain dance set. Why would you say that? No type, high risk. So what was it? It was. It could have been Magmar 4. It was probably Magmar 3, but it could have been Magmar 4. Hypno 3 sucks. Slowbro 1 is okay, but I'd rather go Vaporeon. Ingrid. Donphan. I might want to go Salamence. Thanks, Riku. Yeah, I might just go Salamence here. It's a little bit safer against a Quick Claw Fisher. Let's go Salamence. So at least then we get 2 Intimidates off. If the worst thing does happen possible. Does Earthquake. That's not a surprise, though. Gonna go back. Rock Tomb. Donphan 2 was already faster than Vaporeon, though. And that does mean it's not Fisher. Donphan 2 is still high risk, though, because of Flail. Okay. Rapidash. Rapidash is a switch in for Vaporeon. Does that suggest Rapidash 3? Rapidash 3 is also Overheat for high risk. It doesn't have to be. It could easily be Rapidash 4. I can just go Salamence on Rapidash 3. I'm not too concerned. Okay. I could also just stay... Oh, I could crit. Okay. Okay. Aggron last. It has to hacks me to win. I'm a little bit nervous of Aggron 4 potential here. I think I'd rather not switch. Aggron 2 might be using Focus Punch anyway. Let's stay in. Thunder, okay. Blind Aggron, okay. I might take Donphan 2. How crazy is that? Is Donphan 2 better than Ninetales? It might be. It really might be. It's never Rapidash and it's never Aggron. It might be Donphan 2 though. Donphan 2 is a weird set. It's surely max attack, max speed. It's got Endure Flail. I think it drops off quite hard against Nolan though. It's a little bit of an Earthquake button. It's a little bit one-dimensional. I mean, so is Vaporeon, but so is Ninetales. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, Ninetales is bad, right? They're both bad. It's maybe I just hang on to Ninetales for another game. Charles. Clef. So it's not Clef 1, because Clef 1 would trigger impossible to predict on the style. It has to be 2, 3, or 4. I think I just surf. I don't see the upside of anything else. Clef 4 would be quite annoying with soft boiled, but maybe Clef 2 is worse, but I think Clef 4 is the most annoying Pokemon here. I could lead off with Ice Beam, I guess. Clef 3 has Lum for it, but it wouldn't matter if I crit, because Surf Crit won't kill any of these. Yeah, let's just Ice Beam. Oh no, I was going to celebrate. Okay, do I want to Acid Armor then? Do I want to Acid Armor and what would I even pass it to? Because if I try and pass it, I'm risking being crit. I actually just Surf. Yeah. Yeah, we can play this game. I'm quite likely to crit you. Focus Band? No. It's not free. Free activates high risk. Anything else is open though? I think switching is very dangerous here. Probably just let Vaporeon faint and then go. Probably go Ninetales. Okay. I mean, the Bright Powder is extremely scary, there's no doubt about that. I'm gonna have to hit 2. Do I want a Will-O-Wisp? Oh, that's just worse. I'm more likely to hit 2 Flamethrowers than I am to hit 1 Will-O-Wisp. Yeah. There's no point switching to Salamence because it has Clear Body anyway. And if I switch to Salamence and switch back, it's like just giving it a chance to freeze Ninetales. Come on, Ninetales, just hit it, just hit it. Okay. So it's Clef 4, Registeel 2, and Shuckle. I should play as if it is Shuckle 4, I guess. Rollout, okay. What a team. Clef 4, Shuckle 1, Registeel 2. Oh, it's so bad. I don't know. That's really not good. None of those were an upgrade. The overlay won't update the streak. I know that. Let me update it. Actually, won't be lazy. I'm never swapping, right? Shuckle 1 is horrible. I could take Clef 4. Clef 4 can sometimes stall. It needs to be a quite weak set for it to be effective. We're probably dead. I reckon I'm like 40% to lose. Yeah, Registeel 2 is... I think it's pretty horrible. It's a mixed Registeel set, right? It's got no recovery. It's slow. Doesn't kill anything. Like, Registeel 2 has Ice Sponge, but Ice Sponge doesn't kill Salamence, for example. Thanks, Jeeped. Maybe Vaporeon just sweeps with Quick Claw. I'm just like 40% to lose here, I reckon. Maybe 30%. I'm at a disadvantage. He has 31 IV Pokemon, that's why it's hard. No. That's not what I wanted to see. Ugh. I might have to play proactive. Proactive play. Play to win instead of not playing to avoid a loss. It probably has to be Kingdra 1 or Kingdra 2. If it's Kingdra 1 or Kingdra 2, I can at least get through this without losing Vaporeon. Kingdra 4 might be GG already. Oh, okay. I mean, I have a chance to freeze, I guess, if it is Kingdra 4. Please, please. I 3 would be okay. Because of Water Absorb and Intimidate. I am in a lot of trouble against 4. What's horrible about this is I don't know if it's 3 or 4. Maybe I Acid Armor, yeah. I think Acid Armor probably is the play. I don't think swapping is a good idea. Because if Double Edge crits Salamence, that's... It's not game over, but it's close. Okay, yeah. Anyway, we definitely Acid Armor. Okay. It probably is free. Probably is. Probably is free, yeah. I think I do the strat from last stream where we baton pass to Salamence, and then we switch back, and then we do Acid Armor baton pass back to Salamence. If it's Kingdra 4, not very likely, but if it is, I would lose. Do I stay in? It could easily be 4. Easily. I might not attack. Yeah, let's wait. Okay. It's incredibly likely to be free. It's just not guaranteed. Okay. Okay. Nice crit. Evil. And we quick clawed. Oh, please don't crit me again. Okay, yeah, it's not bad. Okay, good. Do I Ice Beam and then Baton Pass and Dragon Claw? Or do I pray to God that Flail crit doesn't happen again? I don't have to make the decision yet, I guess. It's big. The miss is really bad. It means we don't heal. It's only got 1 Endure left. It's only got 1 Hydro Pumpers left as well. Okay. I could also just go Ninetales as a weird alternative. Yeah, I can go Ninetales now instead of Hydros. Look, we've used 5 Baton Passes, which means we switched into Vaporeon 5 times, which means it's used 5 Hydros. But yeah, we can go Ninetales here. I would rather Salamence be at +6 defense than Ninetales, though. Also, the HP of Vaporeon is kind of important, right? Got no healing. Unless another Pokemon has a water move that we can switch into. Yeah, we just burn it. Kingdra only has 5 flails left. He's got 5 flails and 14 Dragon Dances. Unless I've miscounted. 21, 5, 6. 27. The switchbacks. Yeah. 4 flails. I did miscount. Crit doesn't ignore burn. I am leaning towards Ice Beam, Baton Pass, Dragonclaw. We quick clawed the Baton Pass. I didn't really want that to happen. Salamence probably gets hit twice now. Like, maybe I just stall it out of flails. Yeah, let's just stall it. As long as it doesn't crit twice. Okay. Unfortunately, the most likely switch into Salamence would be a Pokemon with an Ice move. Okay. So we're Salamence 8. We're modest max speed. So we speed tie Zapdos 1 and 2. And then 3, 4, 5, 6 we are faster than. Being faster is not necessarily a good thing because it does encourage the use of Thunder Wave. I probably just Dragonclaw. There's some logic behind using Flamethrower, but I think it's just Dragonclaw. Yeah, particularly if it's Zapdos free. Yeah. Okay, we're faster. It's big. No, it's a speed tie. Okay. So Zapdos 2 is weird, right? I've forgotten how the logic works in terms of outspeeding. Does it check if it's faster? It just guesses, right? It's just guessing whether or not. Because if it guesses it's going to move first, it's going to Rain Dance. Well, only above 40%. So Rain Dance is quite likely here. Might be better to Flamethrower because of Burn. Flamethrower crit also kills, but Flamethrower has the upside of Burn. Yeah. Well, not in rain. It doesn't. Win the speed tie. Kill it with Dragonclaw. Easy. Okay, we're quite far ahead now. Should be GG. Houndoom 2 or 4 getting a high roll crunch crit. Acid armor. I mean, it didn't matter. Oh, what a dreadful draft. What a terrible round. And I have to manually update this. Well, so they both reached 126. I mean, we had some very, very dodgy situations today. It is just a matter of waiting until the... like something like Lapras just hits sheer code. It's not legit if you don't keep Freddy until the end, no. Is there anyone for me to raid? the Freddy. You know what's funny? It's Vaporeon free, right? And I Hyper Beamed it. There's no way I was favoured to kill Hyper Beam onto Vaporeon free. I actually thought it was probably Vaporeon 1 or 4 who would always feint to Ursaring's Hyper Beam, but I was pretty lucky to kill Vaporeon free. Are we ever getting another 5-hour video? There is a video coming out tomorrow, but it's not 5 hours. It's quite a lot shorter than that. It's a fun video. It's not Pokemon Champions. A lot of people are hating on Pokemon Champions. I feel like Pokemon Champions has got the hate it probably deserves, but that's it. What's the world record for level 50? It's 155. Yeah. I won't join in the hate. There's a lot of people playing Platinum Kaiser, I'm guessing. Yes. I will raid someone who is live in Frontier only, I think, because otherwise I'm going to bed. Actually, I'm not going to bed. I've got to make the thumbnail for tomorrow's video. I forgot that. Any reason why level 100 is higher? No, not really. Level 100 is higher because Wildcat, like, properly has been trying for level 100. That's the reason why it's higher. If all of the good factory players were playing level 50 singles, the level 50 singles world record would be higher than it is. It's just random variance. Yeah, the comparison to Showdown is pretty embarrassing for champions. Do you know what I'll never get? Okay, quick rant at the end of the stream. I will never understand this. It's like some kind of like brainwashing technique. People defending predatory mobile money-making practices. Like, I get it. I get it that the people who make mobile games, they want to make money. But it's like, as the consumer, as the player, you do not have to support mobile games that are designed to sap you out of all of your money. Like, it's not a good thing. And say, oh, you know, you could do free to play, and like, you know, if you play 20 hours a week, then like you basically get everything. It's like, it could still be a bad thing. It's fine if it doesn't affect you negatively, but like, to say that it's fine is like not okay. Like, mobile slop is not okay. It's never a good thing. And like, if I was gonna be really mean, most of the mobile slop games which are really expensive to play, like a lot of the card games and a lot of the gacha games, it's like, they're really high effort, they're really well made games, and it's like, I don't think Pokemon Champions is that yet. So I don't know, I'm not going to be spending money on Pokemon Champions. But people were really defending Pokemon Champions' pricing model. I was like, yeah, that's, I mean, if it was like if it was just like a paid game, like, oh, 20 quid, and then it's like a really good experience, I'm like, okay, I don't mind paying like £20 for basically Pokemon Stadium 4 or whatever it is. But this is not Pokemon Stadium 4. This is much worse than that. So yeah. Yeah, it's like I've played mobile games being free to play, but it was always fine because, like, you know, I say I played it, was like, you play it for like 5 minutes on the train, or I just play it mindlessly in the morning sometime when I haven't like fully woken up yet. So I play like, you know, a few minutes a week, and then all the paid stuff doesn't bother me. But yeah, I don't know. People defending microtransactions always confuses me a bit. Like, yes, you want indie games to do well, but these are not indie companies. This is not some poor guy trying to remake the money and time he spent into his passion project. These are games that make a lot of money, and they could make a lot less. So yeah, that's my rant. I'll get off my soapbox. Time to go and edit a video. The video tomorrow is fun. I really like the video tomorrow, so I hope it goes down well. It's a bit different. I won't do more like it. It'll be a one-off. This will make more sense once it's out, but yeah. Thanks for watching, guys. I don't see anyone to raid, so I'm just going to end stream.